Hey everyone, this is the Hero Talk podcast where we talk everything from the superhero movie news to the TV news to some review of some superhero movies that we went to watch. So, my name is Trey Mitchell. I'm your host, and I'm joined here by my co-host Josh. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yep. All right, and I'm also joined here by the comment section's favorite person on this show, hashtag Team Chris. Chris, what's up?
Hey, what's good, man? I'm doing good. Josh, I noticed you were trying to say something witty. I won't say anything witty too. I got you.
I was thinking about saying something, but
yeah, that doesn't count. But so we're just gonna start off right here with some news and some kind of controversial news. So Sony unveiled that they have plans for a Venom movie. So according to the Hollywood Reporter, this is happening, and it's not connected to the Marvel Cinematic universe. And then all of our favorite person, Avi Arad, is producing it. So if you guys don't know who that is, he was like a producer on. I know he was a producer on Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm not sure if it was Amazing Spider-Man 1 also, but he was also on that really, really awkward episode of.
Oh, he's the Power Rangers guy.
Yeah, he was on that really awkward episode of Collider Heroes too. That was very awkward. But yeah, so I mean, basically this. I mean, I don't know how I feel. This is a very weird topic because a Venom movie that doesn't have Spider-Man in it. It's just weird. Like, I have a friend Bryant who really likes Venom. I mean, he doesn't read comics, but actually he likes to read. I gave him my Marvel Unlimited account so he can read some Venom comics. But he loves Venom. But he's like, well, this is stupid. You can't have Venom without Spider-Man, and it's true. I mean, the picture we have in here, there's the spider logo on Venom's chest. Like, Chris, well, what do you think about this? Because I don't know what I'm supposed to think.
When I first heard this, I was in like total whoa. I'm like, okay, so this is a Marvel. It was a Spider-Man villains movie, but it's not going to be connected to like the Marvel Cinematic Universe or any of the new stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is like at first I was like, no, they're actually doing this. Like, but a little before we started, I started thinking about. I don't know if you guys played this game, the Ultimate Spider-Man game. It was like on original Xbox, PS2. You played that one?
Yes, I love that game. And right when you mentioned Venom, every time someone mentions Venom, I think of that game and think of that one mission where you have to face Wolverine. Such an awesome.
Right. That game is awesome. You're playing as Spider-Man, but then you tie in. You're playing as Venom. So I started thinking about that. It's go ahead.
I was gonna talk about the game, but you finish and then I'll.
Oh yeah, sorry, I beat you to it, man. Sorry, but so when I start thinking about that level where they tie in Venom. You know, he's like a total where it's like the night. It's nighttime. It's dark. It's like a horror movie atmospheric element, and you know he's taking on freaking people. Like he's absorbing people for their health to give to him. It's like it's totally. Just like bizarre, like whoa! But I start thinking about that, and I'm like, maybe they can make a good movie out of this. It's possible. I mean, obviously, there's been some disagreements with this. I mean, the internet's been aflame, just like saying no, this is a bad idea. It's not going to be connected to Marvel's movies. It's going to be Sony standalone, and I still don't even know how Sony got the standalone rights to this, but I'm interested to find out. But. If I start, a little bit of me is like, I don't know. And another part is like, if we can get like that Ultimate Spider-Man feel where we're playing as Venom in like a horror movie.
But see, that's the thing. Like you said, it was part of Ultimate Spider-Man. Take out Spider-Man, and where does that leave you with the character?
It would have still been a pretty.
It leaves us, honestly, from my eyes, it looks like it leaves us with the horror movie. Like, Eddie Brock, the Venom guy who was Venom, like Eddie Brock, and fighting the inner struggle of becoming Venom. I don't know, something crazy like that. I don't even know if I heard that the guy who wrote Edge of Tomorrow is penning the script, but I haven't seen that movie, but I heard it's been good. So maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't, but it's years to come. I mean, but. We have years to know what's going to happen, and like you said, Avi Arad is not a strong name
guy's a weirdo.
After the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but you never know, man. I mean,
I like that movie. I like Amazing Spider-Man 2.
This could be Avi Arad's Deadpool for what it was for Ryan Reynolds, man. You never know.
That's true.
This news, like, Also, I love Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't
I
care
like
what
it
anyone.
too, Josh.
I think those movies are great. I think Amazing Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man movie. That's just
Oh,
my opinion.
that's
But
okay.
You guys just lost so many subscribers. You have
Oh,
I'm
no
talking
idea.
first Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not better than Spider-Man 2 or anything, or
neither
the
is Amazing
original Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, saying
But
Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better is blasphemy. I
I
mean,
don't.
every movie has something good about it, but you can't beat the Raimi
I think
trilogy
Amazing Spider-Man, the
or
first
the
Amazing
first two.
Spider-Man is the best. I think the first Amazing Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man movie we've
Okay,
ever.
and now let's start talking about Venom again.
Okay, so Venom, but I think this is great. When I heard this news, like when they were when before the Sony Marvel deal happened, they were making the Venom movie. I thought we would never see it. I thought it would never be made because they were also mentioning an Aunt May movie
Oh
and
my,
a
yeah, and
Spider Woman movie.
do you know
So
who was gonna work on the Aunt May movie?
yep,
Avi Arad.
yep.
So
No
Probably.
that guy has some
surprise.
brilliant ideas because Aunt May is just I don't even understand that.
He
But
should do an Aunt May movie in the vein of the Power Rangers.
what
That
could
I
you
would
even
pay to
put
see
in
that.
an Aunt May movie? Like what is there to put?
I have no idea. Her cleaning, her cooking. Maybe she has to run out to the bank. Maybe her car dies out. The car battery has to die, so
Ah,
so she has to go fix it. Who knows?
that's
She
such
calls
a
AAA, but
life
but
alert.
the Venom movie, like hearing like the video game, the Amazing or Ultimate Spider-Man is one of my favorite games. Probably one of the first games I actually ever played on the PS2. Because like I love that game. I thought it was so good. It took me so long to beat that Wolverine level and the Venom levels, but those were just amazing. And every time like I think of a Venom movie, I just go right back to me playing that game, and I just really want this to happen because I just want another Venom game. Like that's one reason I want this to happen, but I really think this could be a good idea. I don't know why it's not in the cinematic universe. That confuses me. But if they just don't mention anything, like don't have Spider-Man in it, like don't even mention Spider-Man, like he could be in the world, like don't mention him, like just kind of imply he's there, I guess, but whatever. So, but I think Venom could be pretty cool. Like you said, Chris, a horror element would be amazing. I would love that. Like kind of like Alien or something. That would be
Yeah,
so
that I can see that, man.
cool. That would be really good.
I still think that there's a chance that this was some kind of communication, and that Spider-Man still might be in this movie. But like what I think is Sony, they saw. I guess this was announced before the Civil War trailer, but Sony Spider-Man is their major film property, and that they just kind of want to get out as many Spider-Man movies as they can. And Marvel didn't really want this. Like Marvel didn't want the story that they made for Venom to take place in their cinematic universe. So something happened where they couldn't use Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean the idea of Venom being in a movie, like the idea of a Venom movie is a really good idea. I just don't know how it could work without Spider-Man because that's such an integral part of who the character is. So I mean, if they can do it, I mean, obviously they have a reason to. If they think they have a really good script, go ahead. But I would rather them have Spider-Man in the movie or use Venom as the main villain in the first Spider-Man standalone film, something like that.
Also another like what happens when like we want to see like if this Venom movie is not connected, what happens when we want to see Spider-Man face Venom, or are we gonna just have a new Venom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or
I don't know.
There's always Carnage. There's always Carnage.
Well,
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Carnage
So,
isn't as cool.
I mean, a lot of people like Carnage better, but I like Venom better. I just know Venom more than Carnage. That's the only reason.
Venom got the movie and the Ultimate Spider-Man game.
I still think they could make a Sinister Six movie if they really wanted to. They could do it.
Man, I don't want to go into Sinister Six after
I want to see the Sinister Six.
I honestly, if Sinister Six happens, I can honestly just see people saying it's a Marvel Suicide Squad, and I really don't want to see those jokes ever. I mean, if they could do,
yeah,
like, if they're gonna do Sinister Six, I think they need to wait a bit. Let's see this Venom train. Let's see how long it rides. But right now, Venom is the train we're on.
I mean, I want to
Mhm.
see a Sinister Six movie because I remember watching the Spider-Man 1994 animated series like just while I was like when I was younger, just watching that show and like the Sinister Six. I would always like my dream would to be Kingpin creating the Sinister Six and then them coming together to face Spider-Man. I've always wanted that, and now that we got Kingpin in the cinematic universe and now Spider-Man's there, just make it happen. I would love that to happen so much.
So
That's not a
speaking
bad
of
idea.
speaking of characters Josh loves, so Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, and Legends of
Uh,
Tomorrow all got renewed for another season. So yeah, so Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Josh's favorite, Supergirl. So I mean, I don't think this is really news to any. I think the two wild cards for getting their seasons renewed were Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow, but both shows I think are doing pretty well, just ratings wise. I've really enjoyed Legends of Tomorrow. I didn't see this week's episode though because I've been super freaking busy, but I do like what's going on. So Josh, you hear all this, you hear this, and let's just get the elephant out of the room. Are you pissed Supergirl's getting a season 2?
really, not really.
Not really. So you can keep
Not
your hate up.
not like I'm not like over the moon about it. Not like really excited about it or anything. But like, I mean, I don't really care. I stopped watching. I stopped watching the show. So I mean, everyone says it gets better. Like maybe like Supergirl. The reason I'm not like mad about this as much as I would be is because of Gotham. Like really because of Gotham. Because Gotham season 1 was awful. That was a horrible season. But season 2 is right now. I would say it's like a 4.5 out of 5 stars season. It's so good. This show, Gotham season 2, like took like it turned around and it's so good right now. So maybe Supergirl does the same thing. Maybe I just like when it goes on Netflix, season 1 goes on Netflix. Maybe I'll just binge watch it. If people say if it's getting better, if people are saying it's getting better, I'll binge watch season 1 and if it's still bad, I'm just gonna quit. But if it gets better, if there's still potential, then I'm gonna watch it. But I really wanted this show to get canceled and Supergirl to just join Legends of Tomorrow or something because I love Melissa Bonet as Supergirl. I think she's the perfect Supergirl, and I think she's great. But I don't know, whatever. But Arrow, Flash getting renewed, no shocker there. Legends getting renewed. I'm not really enjoying Legends as much as I did when it first started. I'm kind of just tuning out, like doing other stuff while I'm watching it. I'm like really bored watching the show now. So I don't know. So I don't really care. I'm excited for season 2. I just hope they change up the cast. Like they kind of that whole plan was like maybe Constantine's in season 2. I would have loved to see Supergirl in season 2, but that's probably not gonna happen. So yeah.
Chris?
Okay, so this should be no surprise that Arrow, The Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow got renewed. Okay, it is super rare for any CW show to just get canceled. Okay, you don't see CW shows getting canceled. No, it doesn't matter how bad it may be or may not be. You rarely see them getting canceled. Like the only CW show I ever recall really being canceled was Beauty and the Beast, and I don't know anything about that show, so I can't really say if it was good or bad. But see. The Flash getting renewed, that's good, but that's also, kind of expected. But, really glad we're getting the Flash back. Legends of Tomorrow, really glad that's getting renewed. No surprise there. Arrow, no surprise it's coming back. But at the same time, I know it's coming back, but I'm also not thrilled for next season because if it's anything like what we had for season 3 and 4, I'm just not going to be happy. I think a lot of other people are in agreement with me on that. Hashtag Mark Guggenheim. Supergirl. Supergirl, I don't know anything about it, but I'm glad it got renewed. DC TV is doing good. I'm still in mourning over Constantine being canceled, but I've been hoping for him to be on Legends of Tomorrow season 2. It'd be fun to see him and Rip, being the two British guys, and I can imagine the first episode just like one of us is wearing the coat and it's not you, and one of those little.
That could be funny.
Oh yeah, no, I raved at Twitter like a month ago. I was like, bring Constantine back, and I was tweeting Matt Ryan Legends, and I imagine they look on their tweets every once in a while and say, maybe, but you know what? Nah, it's okay. But yeah, no, I'm glad that they got renewed. I'm not saying I'm surprised, but I'm glad we got the official go ahead. And Legends of Tomorrow coming back. I don't know if it's when is it? Does anyone know if it's going to be like doing that thing where it's going to come back in January, or is it going to get like way more episodes and air on September like the other shows? Does anybody know?
I think it'll do January again, because I think if it was coming back September, they would like already be getting ready to like start filming, just because like we would hear announcements if it was coming in September. I think.
I think they're still filming the rest of the season also.
No, they are, but I feel like we would get like an announcement, because like that's only like 4 or 5 months away.
No, yeah, that's a good point.
So I feel like we would at least get an announcement. Oh, these people are staying on or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But CW rarely does get canceled. Those shows, if they have horrible numbers, they'll still stay on, because CW doesn't need great numbers for the show to stay on. Like, how long Supernatural got renewed. It's in its 12th season. Supernatural's in its 12th season right now, or going into its 12th season. I mean,
you don't see a lot of shows go past season 10. I mean, season 10 is usually we're done.
That's rare too.
That's
rare. Some shows, it's usually like season 5, it's over.
Yeah, but still, CW shows rarely canceled. So
like,
on rare occasions,
what shows on? Like, what's the long 12 seasons for Supernatural? Vampire Diaries, I think it's like 8 seasons right now.
Smallville got its full 10 season. That I remember for sure. And I think they ended it on by choice, because they reached the end.
That's what I hope Arrow and Flash and those shows do. I hope they just don't go on like forever. I hope they end at a point.
Yeah, they need to end strong. Okay, I'd rather them end strong than continue and end weekly. Like,
I hope Supernatural ends at like 15. I hope that ends soon, just so it ends strong. That's my biggest complaint about a show, if they don't end strong.
Oh yeah, no, the show's got to end strong, or you just don't have us, man.
How many seasons of The Flash do you think we're gonna get?
Oh, we're going past 5. Most certainly going past 5.
I think Flash we get. I mean, it depends. If it stays how it is right now, Flash will get 8, if I had to guess.
You know what? It has to go to 10, because remember the very first episode, the pilot episode, they put up the Flash has gone missing picture in there, and it was 10 years into the future. When did the Flash air? 2014, right? And then they said that the date was set for 2024, so that's 10 years later, and each season is pretty much going as a year, like what they do with Arrow and the Flash. So it's going for 10, no matter what. They got to show how the Flash disappeared in season 10, so that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sorry for interrupting. I just remembered that just little.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool part of season 1. Okay, so yeah, so all those shows were renewed. What the heck? And speaking of the Flash, so director Kevin Smith is currently directing season 2, episode 21 of The Flash. He posted a picture on his Instagram page saying, "Today is day 1 of 8 on the episode of The Flash I'm directing. We shot a scene last week, but it's in now we're in pre-production or something like that. Chris didn't put the whole thing. So, yeah. What do you think about Kevin Smith directing the season finale of The Flash?
Well, he's directing the season finale?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That could be cool. I mean, I don't know. I like Kevin Smith. I think he's a good director. This could be cool. This could be cool. It's like, the only thing is I don't know what the plot of the episode is. It's the finale, so we're not going to really know. I mean, I'm guessing a fight with Zoom, but I don't know. So, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Chris?
Kevin Smith is the freaking man, okay? I love this dude. I've been watching his movies since I was like 8. You're not supposed to be watching his movies when you're 8, but you know what? I did anyway.
And that's why you're so messed up.
Huh?
And that's why you are the way you are.
Oh,
not
no,
in a good way.
There was a combination of chemicals to make this element, man. Don't even get me started. But Kevin Smith movies, from Clerks to from the hilarious comedical Clerks to the dark and twisted and poorly reviewed Tusk. He's just awesome director, great writer. I don't care, what critics have put on his movies, man. I loved Jersey Girl. Even Kevin Smith hates Jersey Girl, and it's his movie, but I still love it, man. Okay. But Kevin Smith, him directing apparently it's the finale of the Flash. I don't care what this episode is about. I'm gonna love it, no matter what is on this episode. I don't care. I love Kevin Smith's enthusiasm towards doing this show because he's a fan of the show. He's a fan of Arrow. He loves all the DC stuff. I mean, he even hosted the little DC showcase thing they had where
DC
they premiered the Suicide Squad trailer.
presents,
Okay, this
yeah.
guy who loves comics is going to direct an episode of a comic-based show. Okay, this is freaking amazing.
He
I
has
love
a
Kevin
great
Smith.
podcast too. Fat Man
What?
on I said he has a great podcast too. Fat Man on Batman's a really good podcast.
Oh man, I want to be on that show so badly. You have no idea. So if anyone knows how I can get on Fat Man on Batman, please get to the comments. And Kevin Smith, I promise I will stop tweeting you. I promise. Okay, but just here is your little fame from me. I love you. I know you're not listening to this, but I'm saying that anyway. But that's my rep on Kevin Smith. I love this guy. Can't wait to see this episode.
Yeah, obviously, DC definitely likes Kevin Smith for all. He's kind of like, I mean, the dude named his daughter Harley Quinn. I mean,
That's true.
That alone should let you direct an episode of The Flash. But yeah, I'm really stoked for it. And speaking of some DC news, so one of our favorite actors, J.K. Simmons, who played the role of J. Jonah Jameson in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, is our new Commissioner James Gordon. So according to Hollywood Reporter, J.K. Simmons is portraying James Gordon in the upcoming Justice League movie. And then they said, whoever put out the rumor that Gordon was dead in the DC universe is a dick. Chris just said that. I don't know if that was a quote of Chris, but I'm gonna start off with this. When I heard this, I couldn't really see it. Like I just didn't see the fit. I mean, I obviously thought that J.K. Simmons would be a great James Gordon. I just couldn't see it in my head. But the more that I think about it, the more accepting I am of it. I mean, the guy's a great actor. Whiplash is a lot of people's favorite movie of 2015, maybe. That movie was really hard for me to watch because of how freaking intense it was, and that was because of J.K. Simmons. I'm not sure if I like the movie or not. It's a pretty good movie, but I was so uncomfortable watching that movie because this dude was so insane. I think I think he's going to be a great James Gordon. It's definitely a different role. I've never seen him kind of play anything like this. I did want him to come back as J. Jonah Jameson in the next Spider-Man trilogy, but it looks like that won't happen now. But yeah, I think it's a really good casting. I still think Bryan Cranston would have been my ideal choice, but I mean, I'm obviously an idiot who doesn't know casting. So Warner Brothers obviously knows what they're doing. They've cast really freaking well so far. I mean, we haven't seen Gal that much, but I think she's gonna kill it. Ezra Miller's gonna kill it. Everyone's gonna kill it. So yeah, I think this is a very good choice. It took me a little bit of time to really warm up to the idea of it, but I do like it. Chris, what do you feel about this?
I haven't seen all of J.K. Simmons's, film slate, but from what he has been that I've seen, I Love You Man, Gravity Falls, the Spider-Man trilogy. I mean, this guy's really good at, being different characters. I need to see Whiplash. I know. I just haven't watched Whiplash. That's the one movie I've been wanting to see. I just haven't. But anyway, yeah, all of the movies that J.K. has been in, and voice appearances he's done, he's pretty much playing like a different character every time, and that's the job. That's the job of an actor. He's got to be someone different. He got to be someone that he isn't. From Whiplash, apparently he's the insane dude yelling at freaking Miles Teller. I've seen clips. He scares the crap out of me whenever I see those clips. The really smart tech guy, Great Uncle Ford in Gravity Falls. He's different voice there. He's the Cave Johnson from Portal 2, where sarcastic, humorous. These are different characters he plays. So him being announced as Jim Gordon is great because I know he can nail that character.
He was also Go ahead. He was also in Zootopia. I haven't seen Zootopia, but he was.
I saw. I was.
Oh yeah, he was in Zootopia.
I checked out his IMDb before we got here. I'm like, he's in Zootopia. Gotta see that. Did not see Zootopia. But yeah, this dude just plays different characters so well. And J. Jonah, that's the one role he did nail. Now, my hope right now is that maybe this is just me going a little over the edge. This probably won't happen, but you know what? It'd be nice to dream that James Gordon would be like the the role that J.K. will be known as the most. It most likely won't happen because, he has J. Jonah and Whiplash in front of him, but it's still, I can't wait to see him as this. And Trey, back in 2014 and I remember where I was, 2014, I was sitting in English class, we're watching The Matrix. It was the last day of school, and then someone was asking me, well, who would you cast as Commissioner Gordon, Chris? And I'm like, Bryan Cranston. It's like, oh, okay. So I don't know how y'all got that out there about the Bryan Cranston thing, but somebody had the same idea as me, and I was trying to keep it. I know, but I was trying to keep it. I didn't want to announce it out loud because, someone would be like, oh, so everyone wants Bryan Cranston to be cast, so it's not going to happen. But then I start seeing the pics go, I'm like, oh, he's not going to be Gordon. But you know what? Still, really, I can't wait to see the mustache on this dude. I really can't.
This is great news. This J.K. Simmons is such a great actor. This is such good news. But the thing about Bryan Cranston is it's kind of funny how everyone wants Bryan Cranston to play every role. It feels like, Bryan Cranston should be Lex Luthor. That didn't happen.
He's been bald. Let's make him Lex Luthor. He's had a mustache and hair. Let's make him Gordon. That's also something I don't like. I don't like it when they see him in that appearance. It's like, make him that role. That's why another reason why I like the JK look.
Bryan Cranston's a great actor, so I wanted him to do either one. I don't really care. I would love to. I just want Bryan Cranston to be in the universe. But, right now, all right, so everyone wants Bryan Cranston to be something. I'm calling it. If Bryan Cranston is Jason Todd. There you go.
Bryan Cranston as Jay Garrick. Shots fired back.
Oh my God, I would hate that so much.
Bryan Cranston as Wonder Woman.
Bryan Cranston as the father of Wonder Woman.
No, man.
Yeah,
I think
that could actually happen.
I can see that, right? You can see that?
No.
That's more realistic. That could be really cool.
I do not see him being an Amazonian. Sorry.
I just want to see him in anything. I just want to see him in the DC universe. But J.K. Simmons is such a great actor. He's one of those unique actors where it's you get so excited to see J.K. Either in voice acting. He's such a great voice actor. He has that unique voice. So either voice acting or even in just regular even in Whiplash. Whiplash is one of my favorite movies probably of all time. I loved Whiplash. I thought that movie was just amazing. And his performance is just fantastic. But look at this Batman movie. When this Batman movie happens, we have such a stacked cast. This cast is amazing. We got 4 Oscar winners in this cast, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Not to mention Chris Terrio doing the script.
Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't even.
Everybody talks about Terrio in this, man. I hope. I can't wait to see. The cast deliver the dialogue because I'm like, okay, everyone's hyping up Chris Terrio. Okay, there needs to be. I can't wait.
Does Terrio have an Oscar?
Yeah.
He wrote Argo.
Well, but did he win it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Picture, but
there is some Chris Terrio news today too. I don't know if you guys heard it.
Please share.
So Chris Terrio was speaking to someone. I heard this on the John Campea podcast, and so Chris Terrio was talking about how he had to he went all in for writing Batman v Superman. He studied the mythology behind DC Comics and everything.
That's awesome.
And then he's finishing writing Justice League Part 1, but he said he doesn't think he's gonna write Justice League Part 2. So.
Boo.
That's kind of weird, though, don't you think?
That
the writer wouldn't finish.
We haven't seen Batman v Superman yet, so
that doesn't matter, though.
It could be, because these guys, these writers, directors, these guys just work so hard to to get their craft on the screen. You never know. Chris Terrio. He could have, reached the point where he's just getting, just waking up early in the morning, trying to get the writing schedule in, because these guys go through a lot to get their craft going. You never know. This guy could have just reached the point where he's like, I got to take a break.
Well, and that's what he said for his reasons.
I want him to.
I knew it.
But I
want him to write it because part 1 and then part 2. So I want him to write part 2, but. Who's going to write it? Is it going to be Zack Snyder if it's not him?
Avi Arad.
Great.
Green Lantern confirmed. Ryan Reynolds is back.
We're going to get Aunt May coming in and just beating the hell out of Doomsday and everything. Imagine that. But Uncle Ben goes to the freaking Lazarus pit, comes back. Jason Todd. World of possibilities. But, yeah, so that's we all like the casting of J.K. Simmons a lot. And speaking of sort of Batmanish news, Mark Hamill, the guy who we love for everything he's ever done, we all love him. He tweeted some pictures out today, and they are talking about the Killing Joke animated movie that DC is producing. So he tweeted out a few pictures. Well, he tweeted out one picture with a few different captions for it, and then he said, the quote, "All it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy, just one bad day." He put that in, and then he said, oh, wait, that makes sense, never mind. So he put the first letter, or the first word of all of his tweets with these pictures. The first one was the second one was killing, and the last one was joke. I just realized that. So then he said, as a quote, and he said, quote, remember there's always madness. Madness is the emergency exit. And if I have to have a past, then I prefer it to be multiple choice. So Twitter was kind of erupting over this. I think the coolest thing is seeing the photo from the Killing Joke. Well, at least we're pretty sure that's it. The Joker looks very much like the Joker and the Killing Joke. Batman looks like Batman. So, do you guys know when this is supposed to come out?
2016, I believe, this year.
Okay. Are you guys excited for this?
Chris? Yeah, I can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for this. This is so great. Like, The Killing Joke, I really want to see this as a DC animated movie, because I really like these DC animated movies. I love how they're kind of like they take a great comic book out and they can just adapt it to live or to animation, and I love how they do most of them. Most of them are pretty good, except for like Batman Year One. I hate that movie. Sorry.
Oh man, you were raving about that, and you're just breaking my heart.
Sorry, don't like it, but I think this is gonna be great, and I love that Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are coming back. Yeah, really excited. Mm-hmm. I love the picture.
Yeah. Killing Joke is probably my favorite comic ever, so that's cool. I'm really glad they're making it into an adaptation. And kind of speaking on some animated news, Chris put this in here, I'm not sure why, but he said Young Justice Season 3 ? So I guess that means that he wants us to bring back Young Justice. So if you guys don't know what that is, that's a DC animated show. It's on Netflix. If you want it, you guys should just check it out. So that, because apparently a lot of people want it to come back. So yeah.
I'll take it over, Trey. Hold on. So cast members of Young Justice, the original Young Justice, Nolan North being one of them, whoever voices Miss Martian, and the creator of Young Justice have been tweeting, saying that they've been meeting with some of the heads of Netflix or the heads of Young Justice. They're meeting with the heads of somebody that runs Netflix, and there have been some rumors that they might be, bringing back Young Justice for another season, because that's just freaking so cool. And they love this show enough to want to bring this back. Now, is it confirmed to come back? No. Is it possible? Most likely. Now, they keep putting out, all right, make sure you guys tweet #keep binging YJ. Josh, I know you've been doing it, man. Good job. I've been binge watching Young Justice in between my breaks with Daredevil. And because, they said these ratings count. So the numbers that they get for this, depend if they bring it back for another season. So, if anyone's watching this, man, get on Young Justice right now, man. It doesn't matter what order you're watching it. Just start watching some episodes, man. Get like all the iPads in your house and waste that power, man. Put on Young Justice. You've done that, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you. God. Power wasting 101, man. Talk to Josh. But yeah, season 3 of Young Justice. Let's try and get this if we can, because Young Justice, I want, okay. What I want at Teen Titans, what I want at Teen Titans season 6, yes, but we got Teen Titans Go, so it might not happen. But you know what, Young Justice season 3,
that's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna. The Teen Titans thing is not gonna happen. But Young Justice season 3, there is hope. Okay, so please get on your Netflix, just binge the crap out of Young Justice. Okay, just binge it. All right, and that's it. Yeah, Young Justice season 3. I hope it comes back.
Yeah, same. I love Young Justice. This is a show that I used to watch when it was on Cartoon Network every Saturday morning. I would wake up early just to watch it. It was the last Saturday morning cartoon for me. Is what I could say. That was the last Saturday morning cartoon where I woke up Saturday mornings just to watch Young Justice, and I love Young Justice. Such a great story, such great characters. I love what they did in season 2 with like the whole. Well, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it. So
They in a
but you
nutshell,
probably
it's
know what
like
I'm talking about.
in a nutshell, they kind of did what like Justice League Unlimited kind of did. They brought in more people for
No,
good
but
guys
like
and bad guys.
what I'm saying is like you know what I'm talking about, like what they like the plot twist and stuff they did.
Oh yeah, plot twists. Okay,
I
yeah, but
love that stuff they did.
those
It was
were
just
good.
so good.
Those
It
were
was
good.
so good, and the stuff they do with Roy Harper is fantastic. It's so good. Where like it's probably the best I've ever seen Roy Harper. Impulse, such a great character. There's so many great characters in that show. Everyone needs to be watching Young Justice. If you don't watch it right now. So Trey,
No, don't watch it right now. Finish watching the show, then go watch it.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
or you know, press pause on us and then pause the other, and
No.
then get it ready on Netflix so you don't forget. But also don't forget about us.
Yeah, finish this podcast, then go watch Young Justice. But Trey, you haven't seen Young Justice yet?
I watched one episode, dude. I have had the busiest month of my life right now, so I haven't been able to watch anything. I couldn't even watch Legends of Tomorrow this week. So
All right, when you're less busy or over the summer, watch Young Justice.
okay. And so now we're going to go into the big news of the week. And if you guys have been living under a rock in some kind of weird pit, so the Captain America Civil War trailer number 2 dropped. And
I forgot all about this.
so did my pants, because this was phenomenal. And let's just talk about what we want to talk about first, and that is the Spider-Man reveal. So,
Okay, sorry about that.
I just want to what?
Do you want
do I-
to rant out of the way first, or do you want to?
Trey, can you pause that for like 1 second?
One. So Spider-Man was in the end of the Captain America Civil War trailer, and I'll just go ahead and start with my opinion. So I heard that Spider-Man was in the trailer before I watched it. I actually forgot that it dropped because my school got out at noon on that Thursday because our girls basketball team was in like the state championship or something. I don't even really know. But so we got out early so that we could go to that game, which of course I did not do. I went and got a burger with some of my friends, but we watched the trailer and I couldn't hear it very well. But my friend Brian, Stevie, and I, we all watched the trailer. I recorded our reaction, put it on my channel, so go check it out. But the Spider-Man reveal. Let's start out with what we thought of his costume. Let's just start out with our initial reactions of when we saw Spider-Man. So for me, I was like, holy shit, this is freaking awesome. I can't believe Spider-Man is in this trailer. That's so cool. And then even my mom saw it, and she was like, wow, I did not know Spider-Man was going to be in a Civil War. And I'm like, that's why they put it in this trailer, so that it sells more tickets. But yeah, so Josh, just your initial reaction for seeing Spider-Man. What did you think?
Well, I knew Spider-Man was in the trailer also because, like, I got the. I was staying off Twitter all day. I turned off my data so I wouldn't see anything, so I couldn't go on Twitter while I was out to, like, I didn't see any screenshots. I get home, I go on YouTube, and I see the reaction videos, thumbnails, are Spider-Man. I'm like, really? Come on. Like, so I knew Spider-Man. I saw the exact scene he was in, holding the shield, but when I saw the trailer, it didn't really affect me. It didn't really impact at all for me. Like, I just don't care. Like, I'm not a. I'm just not a more. I love, like, I don't know. It's just this trailer didn't do it for me. It really didn't. Like, I'm not gonna go on a full rant about it, but it just didn't do it for me. This trailer, like the Spider-Man costume, I hated what it looked like.
You've crossed the line, Josh.
That was a bad.
Josh will not be on next week's Hero Talk episode. I'm sorry. We will finish you for this one, but
we're not
kidding.
He's not going to be on next week either.
Yeah, this is why it's perfect to ban him right now, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I won't be on next week's episode of Hero Talk because I'm going to be seeing Batman vs Superman, and you guys don't want me to talk about it.
Wow, cool. Okay, Chris, what's your opinion?
First of all, whoever thought they weren't going to show Spider-Man in a trailer for this movie, you guys, because everyone was like, "Oh," and Trey, I know this was you. You're like, I don't want them to show him. I want them to do what they did for Luke in Star Wars. Well,
that was
like,
no,
okay, that was you,
I
Josh?
said that too. All
right, then that's both of you guys. Sorry, but unlike Luke Skywalker, this is not Spider-Man's whole movie. I mean, the whole point of Episode 7 was to find Luke. So let's not show him in the trailer. That's okay. But we're not trying to look for Spider-Man. We're not trying to train him. This is Civil War. This is not Spider-Man's movie. So them showing him in the trailer, I was freaking out. Okay, kept refreshing my Twitter feed. I was just at home. I'm sitting down. I heard. I didn't even know the freaking trailer was coming. Someone said it was going to come at like 12 my time, like West Coast time, and I'm like, wait, it's 11:59. So I start refreshing the feed, can't see anything, and then I refreshed the feed and it says 0 seconds ago, and it was the old Captain America: The Winter Soldier account I followed, like back when the Winter Soldier came out, and they were the first ones to tweet, and I'm like, yes. So I was probably a part of the first few thousand people who saw the trailer, just bragging a little bit, but when I saw the trailer, I'm like watching this stuff. I'm like, all right, this is good so far. We got Black Panther running after Winter Soldier on that motorcycle. I'm like, this is good, I like this. And then we're getting through all this stuff, blah blah blah. Then they put up the Captain America Civil War logo, and I'm like, no, this. And then I'm like, they're gonna put something after this. Just
exactly,
watch.
Yeah.
And then Tony's like, all right, I'm tired of this, and he says, under ruse, and I'm like, no way. And then you see the fucking web. I'm like, no way. Then you see him flip, and I'm like, no way. Then you see him holding the shield. I'm like, no way. They zoom in on him. Hey, everybody. No way.
I had tears in my eyes.
Oh my god, it was
sounded like
so
Andrew Garfield.
He sounded like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he sounded like
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That's what he sounded like, man. I don't care if he sounded like Andrew Garfield.
No, I'm just
he
saying.
sounded like Spider-Man.
When I heard it, and if I didn't know Tom Holland was cast as Spider-Man, I would have said, "Oh my god, they got Andrew Garfield back." That's what it would.
That's what I had my cousin Nevin tweet, or he texted me. And he was like, "Wait, so who's Spider-Man?" Because he wasn't sure who Spider-Man was. So I let him know. But yeah, you're right, Josh.
And you told him it was Peter Parker, right? Because that's always the right answer.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the Spider-Man thing. Like, I think the suit. When I first saw the suit, I didn't like it because I just thought it looked like the one from the '70s TV show or whatever.
And that's what they're going for.
I hate what that looks like. I hate what the suit looks like, but I think it's gonna grow on me. I really think the suit's gonna grow on me. Like as the movie goes by, I think it's gonna get better. I think when I see it in action some more, I think I'll like it a lot more.
And
the Daredevil suit grew on us, man. So you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not just bashing it and saying they should cancel this and they should give him a new suit. I don't know. I don't really care. I think the Amazing Spider-Man suit is still the best suit they've ever had.
Okay, so here's the thing about this, like. The problem is we barely saw like one little shot of Spider-Man, and it wasn't at like a good angle, so we couldn't really see his suit that well, and it was kind of far away.
It could be
so
better.
that's the thing, and I mean I'm just gonna play the audio of the clip and tell me that you don't just get chills.
I've run out of patience. On to ruse!
Hey everyone.
And as Deadpool would call it, superhero landing. So
wait, so what's Underoos?
it's I didn't know what it was. I had to Google it, but Chris is the oldest one here. Chris, do you know what underoos are?
Man, I'm only like 1 year older than you, man. What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, I'm Peter Parker, you're Aunt May. Just kidding. But underoos are like this kind of.
If anything, I'm Eddie Brock taking pictures and becoming Venom. Hopefully not for Sony, but unless it's under good management. But
Toby, you're the
You're the goth Tony. Or
you know, yeah,
Toby.
I'm the Toby. And then here's how it goes. I'm the Toby. Trey, you're Andrew, and then Josh, you're being the younger. You're Tom Holland. So congratulations.
Josh would be a great Doc Ock.
Explain your reasoning. I want to hear this.
I just think he can be a very nice guy, and he can get pretty bashful, or like he can get pretty mean about some stuff. So I'm just I don't know
I could get very pissy. Like
I think there's a slight resemblance to the guy who played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2 also. Like I could see it a little bit, but
I like him.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so let's just kind of break down just what we like about the costume, and then we'll go into the rest of the trailer. But I mean, it's really cool that they did the whole like shutters thing for his eyes. I think that's really interesting. It lets the character use his emotion kind of. And what do you guys think of the small spider on his chest?
I didn't notice it until someone, put a picture online of it. And I'm like, I didn't even notice the symbol before. But it's small, but at the same time, it's nodding off to the old cartoon, because I think I remember the old cartoon having the small spider symbol on there, I believe. But it's interesting. It shows that the spider isn't what you're supposed to be paying attention to. It's the Spider-Man. That's what you're supposed to be paying attention to. I mean, the logo, yeah, but that's not what you're supposed to be paying attention to of the whole suit. So I like it, and the eyes moving. It looks. Like what they did for Deadpool makes me think sometimes. I'm like, how would they do this in real life? But then you know what? Movies aren't supposed to be totally real life. It's fantasy.
And it's Tony Stark made the suit, probably. So.
Oh, most likely.
If Tony Stark made the suit, he probably did. He most likely did. But I really
Peter
feel like the suit would be a lot more robotic or more technology in it if it was Tony Stark. I don't really like how it looks. Like, just if it was Tony Stark, I feel like it would be a lot better.
Well, I don't think this is the final suit either. I think by the end of this movie, he could have a different suit. That's like, Peter Parker is 16 in this universe, correct? 16-ish?
I think.
High school years, yeah.
Yeah, okay, high school. So let's say he's 16. The suit is going to evolve with him. It's going to... I just think this is not the final suit. I think the spider on his chest could even kind of do what the eyes do and kind of move. I don't know how... I think that could be kind of weird, but I don't know. I'm just saying, don't make your final opinions on Spider-Man just based off of this picture, just because it's kind of hard to tell just based on one picture. I mean, people did not like Jared Leto's Joker with the first still that we saw of him. It was very split.
I freaking love that picture, man.
I liked it. I didn't love it. But, I mean, some people thought it looked like, quote, a soccer hooligan. But, and you know who that is. But
he looked like freaking Marilyn Manson, dude. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, I thought I was looking at a picture of Marilyn Manson. Then they said it's the Joker. I'm like, I love where they're going with this. Okay, this is awesome. He looks way different than... Okay, I'm going off topic here, but yeah, We're still on Spider-Man.
Yeah, so any last thoughts about Spider-Man? Or actually, I just kind of talked a lot. Do you guys have anything to say about the costume before we just talk about the trailer?
No, let's go into the trailer.
Okay, and the last thing I'm going to say is Spider-Man doesn't have an organic web shooter. It looks like he has a technological one, and he has some kind of cartridges on his belt. But yeah, now let's just go into the trailer. So, Chris, what were your pros about the trailer? Things that stuck out to you?
Pros, Black Panther, definitely Black Panther.
Definitely.
We still see the sides of who's versus who, like Team Iron Man and Team Cap. That you see very clearly the sides of each. One thing that stuck out was what Scarlet Witch was doing to Vision. I didn't know what was going on there.
That was kinky.
Oh yeah, no, because I know they have a relationship in the comics, man. Woman seeking robot man or android man. But I ain't asking questions, man.
Ultron's coming back just for that.
If it has a heartbeat, then you can be in love, okay? If it's a vacuum cleaner, you're making the voices for it. Don't do that.
And you heard that here first from Chris. If it has a heartbeat, you can F it. So, yeah. What else?
Yeah, I have another one, but I'll save that one for after because it's gonna break the little PG-13 we have, the PG-13 rule we have in here. I already said the F word once already.
Did you?
First time on here too, believe it or not, saying that. But yeah, but. Also I know that little base coming up out of the water. I know that's a comic reference to some Shield base. I know someone said the name. I didn't pay attention to it because I didn't want.
I think it's Prison 42.
Someone said it was like the Ravage.
The Raft.
Raft, yes, or
Raft. That's what it is.
Something like that. Some kind of weird emo rap group, but.
I remember from movie fights they were arguing over it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's everything I have on that trailer. Really, everyone's just raving about Spider-Man, dude. Black Panther, got a little more screen time.
I'm more excited to see Black Panther than Spider-Man. We've already had 5 movies about Spider-Man. I want to see Black Panther.
You have the exact same argument as Nick Mundy from that episode.
I want to see Black Panther. Now, I do think that that shot of him crying is one of the best shots in that whole trailer. Like when Nick picked that in movie fights, I was like, thank you, someone else. I thought that was probably the most interesting shot. Even though I knew what it was about, I thought it was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you know the comics, you know what that shot was.
Yeah, that was Jason Todd.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Josh, do you have any pros? Any pros at all, maybe?
Yeah, I got pros. I love seeing Ant-Man on Hawkeye's bow.
Oh, that was so good.
That was really cool. What else? I love the running shot of them in the fight, like running into the fight, or like them colliding. Thought that was cool. What else? I thought Spider-Man being in it, like Spider-Man, I like how they introduced him in the trailer. I just still didn't really want him in the trailer. I think that shot would have been so much cooler if we saw it in the movie. Not like even if I didn't like the costume, like because let's just say you're right and he gets a new costume at the end of the movie. Like I just think it would have been cooler, but whatever. But I like how that introduction or whatever scene was. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's stuff I enjoyed. But do you guys think there's like spoilers in the trailer? Because I'm hearing some like theories.
I mean, there's one about Winter Soldier, but
yeah, that one I think is true.
I don't. So a mild spoiler alert for about 3 minutes. There's a shot where Cap and Tony are fighting, and it looks like Winter Soldier's arm's off. There's no way he's dying. I don't think
he's dying. You see his arm.
John Campea today said that he swore that like he saw that shot, and from what he saw, he was like, well, Winter Soldier's dying. That just because your arm's off doesn't mean you're dead. I mean,
I don't think Winter Soldier's dying, but his arm is definitely off.
Yeah, true.
And then I'm hearing one about Quicksilver, which I think is bullshit.
I didn't hear that.
They're saying, you know that pod you see Iron Man and Captain America fighting, and you see that pod like in the background of someone just sitting there. Someone thinks that's Quicksilver.
I think that's Abomination, but
yeah, I think that would be a lot cooler.
But yeah. So yeah, my second favorite part of the trailer besides Spider-Man was Hawkeye and Ant-Man. I feel like Hawkeye isn't gonna get like any screen time in this, but Ant-Man, I love the Ant-Man movie. I thought that was great, so I'm really looking forward. I think Civil War, like every Marvel movie has had its own tone, which I think is really cool, and I think that's a reason why Marvel movies are great. Like each of them has its own tone. The first Avenger was like a war movie, which say what you want about it. Winter Soldier was like a political thriller. This movie is gonna be, I don't even know what this movie is. It looks like it's like action / just it's a good movie, period. So yeah, definitely looking forward to Civil War. I mean, I honestly wish that they didn't put out this trailer until like April 1st, because damn, it's hard for me to think about like all my thought. I'm still freaking out over this trailer. Like, I need to start thinking about BVS, but my mind is being consumed by this trailer. So I think that's kind of just, they probably should have waited, just because I don't even know. But yeah, so any last,
that's why they released the trailer.
Exactly. But any last thoughts about the Civil War trailer before we move on?
I mean, if there's something hypo, like there's something like really cool. If there's something really cool, like let's say Daredevil, like they're releasing Daredevil on Friday, a week before Batman vs Superman. Like,
and I think that helps BVS.
I mean, I could, but like by the time I see Batman vs Superman,
oh, here we go.
I'm still gonna be like so hyped over Daredevil. They're gonna be like I guarantee everyone in the line for the screening is going to be talking about Daredevil.
I don't think that is true, but who knows?
I think so. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about how Daredevil, like how awesome Daredevil was, but I don't know. But negative. Talk about the trailer. I hate the music in these trailers. In both Civil War trailers, I just think the music does not fit at all.
See, it's funny because in my reaction video, I said that I was like, "Wow, I like this music." So,
oh really? Because the music just hasn't fit for me for either trailer. Like, that's always my complaint when I see the first Civil War trailer. I always say this music is awful for the trailer.
I love the music, dude. I love it.
Like, I think the part when he says, "Tony, you were so was I." That whole thing, I think that whole part is great, but. I don't know. It's already 7 o'clock. Damn.
Yeah, we need to
Daylight
hurry up.
savings.
Yeah, so the last thing I want to say about these Civil War trailers, I think that Spider-Man is going to have a significant role, because I think if he only was in like one or two scenes, then they wouldn't put him in the trailer, but I think he's going to have sort of a big role in the movie, so I think that's going to be cool. But moving on to our rapid fire segment, speaking of Daredevil, so we have some new Daredevil banners. Jenna Malone was reportedly cut from Batman v Superman. There were a few new X-Men Apocalypse posters, and then Sylvester Stallone is reportedly going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is really cool. And then last, Zendaya is cast in the new MCU Spider-Man movie. So first things first, Jenna Malone is cut from Batman v Superman. Zack Snyder also said that she is not going to be playing any variation of Robin or Batgirl. So, Josh, are you upset about this or happy?
I don't believe him.
Do not
He's
really
Barbara
care?
Gordon. She's Barbara Gordon. I don't believe him for 1 second. Jenna Malone is Barbara Gordon. That's just she's Barbara Gordon. That's just I can't. Like, I don't know how to, I don't have an argument for it, why she's Barbara Gordon, but he's lying. She's Barbara Gordon. He's pulling a J.J. Abrams right now.
You want to know why I think she's out? I think she's out of the movie.
Well, because of the Killing Joke scene, probably.
Yup.
Oh, girl, nah.
That's what
probably it. That's probably it.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely why.
Except the only thing is that would have meant there's no James Gordon there with her, because he was just cast. Unless we're hearing about it. I mean, what if J.K. Simmons isn't Batman v Superman, but they just told us now about?
That could be cool, but I don't think so.
No, I'm saying neither do I. But I'm just saying that scene in The Killing Joke would be a little different without James Gordon there.
Yeah, true.
They could edit it. You never know. They could always just make the scene different. Like, they could make they could do the scene with where they just imagine the Joker beating Jason Todd with the crowbar, except instead of Jason Todd, it's Jenna Malone, Batgirl,
I don't
the Killing Joke. Can you imagine though?
No,
a variation of that, and then the Killing Joke. Just think of it in your head.
No,
I don't think the audience could handle that.
Oh man, screw the audience, man. Come on, make something we want to freaking see.
I don't want to
make something that'll make us go, oh hell.
I think that's just you, Chris.
Yeah, I don't want to see that
that's
either.
Just me. Is that just me?
That's just you.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
Man, make something that scares us, man. Just make us something that we're gonna. When I go see a movie, I want to feel like I had a rocket just shoved up, you know who. Okay, that's how you're supposed to see for every movie, even Gary Oldman.
Okay, I actually don't. The last 35 seconds, I don't agree with anything you've said, but
Quoted that, okay? I'm quoting Gary Oldman.
When I go to a movie, I just want to get a rocket shoved up my,
I'm not. Yeah, you see, the rocket came up. I was obviously watching a good movie.
Rocket
right now, can't you
the
tell?
raccoon is gonna be traumatized after you go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and try to stick him up your ass. He's gonna be like, I am not Groot. But yeah. So Jenna Malone she's not in BVS, and who knows why? Barbara Gordon ? Yoda ? Who knows? But next there were a few new Daredevil Season 2 banners. I think this was in Toronto. Not sure, but I mean, anything to say here?
They're cool.
They're cool. I like it.
Punisher's got the skull shirt, man. The skull is coming. You can see it if you look close enough. You can see him with the skull and with the minigun, dude. It's gonna be an electric season, man. Cannot wait. And I didn't. And I said electric because I was looking at Electra. Yeah.
Nice.
That was planned. I promise.
No, it wasn't. But yeah, I don't know. But next we have some X-Men Apocalypse posters. I'm gonna pull a Josh. I hate this. This movie's I don't like anything I've seen for this movie. The only thing that I've seen, I saw a cardboard cutout of all the characters at a movie, and it said "Stand here to take a picture with the X-Men." I thought that was cool. Every time I watch the trailer, there's one line that I hate it. Once someone said, I think I'm pretty sure it's Cyclops says, "We don't know how to control our powers," and then Jennifer Lawrence says, "Then don't." It's such a stupid line, but sorry. Okay, I don't like the posters. I think they're stupid. Anyways, Josh, do you like these?
I like I hate the good guys one. I think it just looks weird and just doesn't look good. I like this one. I mean, it's good.
The bottom one's better. Yeah.
Nothing great, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Chris.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. The good guys one, I'm not a big fan of. The bad guys one, these guys are ready to do some business, man. Look at these guys. They're ready to drop that fire. They're ready to lay the mixtape, man. These guys are ready. Okay,
I
just
still
look
think
at
this is
this.
gonna be great. I still think this is gonna be a great movie.
I'm anxious to see the movie. I really am. I'm not no Wolverine's gonna still throw me apart, but you know what? I'm still gonna see it.
Yeah. I mean, and I saw Deadpool for like the second time last Friday, and just one of the best lines is, "Wait, McAvoy or Stewart?" I'm getting these timelines confused, and that's what this first poster says to me. It's like they want us to think that's Stewart, but I don't know. It just looks.
Yeah, that was one of the fun. That was one of the only parts I laughed at during the movie.
Here we go back with Josh hate.
God.
That's a sign that we need to move on.
Yeah, and so speaking of something that Josh doesn't hate, Sly himself is going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 probably. So there's a report that said that he was wearing a suit that looked like that looked like, I forget, but people are thinking that he's going to be one of the Ravagers. So I mean, I honestly have no idea what to think of this, because I can't see it. I can't see it at all. But I'm excited for it. I just have a very hard time visualizing him in space with whatever the hell is going on with Chris shoving Rocket the raccoon. I don't know. So
wow, man, I never said anything about animal cruelty.
you
What's
said
wrong
shoving
with you?
Rocket, and that's the only Rocket I know besides James Harden. So.
Oh no, I'm not into that animal cruelty thing, man. Not like that.
So
I wish this whole thing, like, I love that Stallone's going to be in the movie, because of course everyone knows I love Stallone. I think this is amazing.
You love Stallone?
Stallone's a great actor.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
I think this is So I think this is great. I'm glad Stallone's going to be in it, but I kind of wish, like, if this is just a cameo. Like, if it's a big part, awesome. But I wish if it's just a cameo, then what I wanted them to do is, like, how about they go back to one of those like space bars or whatever, and there's like a fight going on, like in a boxing ring, and he's just background in the boxing ring fighting Carl Weathers.
Yo, Star-Lord.
That would be so funny. No, just Carl Weathers and Stallone are fighting in the back.
Oh my gosh! I just thought about this. Michael B. Jordan was Johnny Storm or whatever in Fantastic Four. What if they played that into it, and then they like connect the universes? Who knows, man? World of possibilities.
Trey, take a time out.
I don't want
to. Just take a time out. Just sit down. We'll bring you back in. All right. We'll bring you back.
Tell that to the Rocket. But
okay.
What do you think, Chris?
Enough with the animal.
Michael B. Jordan made up for that awful movie with Creed.
Chris, what do you think about this?
I honestly think it's just gonna be a cameo, because look at Guardians 1. They had Nathan Fillion and Rob Zombie as cameos, and you didn't even see them. You have to like really look for them to find them. I still can't even find them, but they're in the movie.
I know where Nathan Fillion is.
Yeah, me too. He's that big blue guy in the prison scene, right?
He's the one.
Oh, for real?
He's the one that Groot sticks his fingers up his nose.
Okay, yeah. So now we know who Fillion is, and I know Rob Zombie's one of the Ravagers, but this could be just a cameo, man.
I think it's weird. I mean, I just like who in the process of making Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I just don't know who's like, wow, we need a cameo from Sylvester Stallone. It's just weird to me. I don't know.
I'll see the
well, man, these guys, they all, go to dinners and stuff. They meet people. You could be like, hey, why don't you want to be in my movie for this little thing? The pay's gonna suck, but you know what? You'll have a credit to your acting thing. Then be like, yeah, sure. Like, this could be just one of those. Hey, you want to be in my movie? I don't know if you like the first one. It's like, yeah, definitely. Just be one of those.
I'll see the movie more times in theaters just because Stallone's in it. So I think this was a good marketing play. I think this is great.
Yeah. So
I love Stallone. I'll see it.
Yeah, and then so our last piece of news before we go and do some more reviews is Zendaya was cast in the new Spider-Man MCU solo film, and she was cast as, I forget her name, but it's not MJ. It's not. Huh?
It was like Michelle or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like Michelle. So it's not any of the characters that we've known, but yeah. So Do you guys like this? Don't like this? Have you seen Shake It Up? Any of that?
I don't know anything she's in, so I can't really say anything. But yeah, yeah, that's about it. I don't know anything she's in.
I remember Shake It Up. I remember my sister used to watch Shake It Up, so I remember Zendaya.
I watched Shake It Up.
She wasn't she wasn't good in it. I mean, but no one's good in those Disney shows, so.
Bella Thorne was just trash.
Oh yeah, she was awful.
And it's funny because
remember everyone wanted her as Mary Jane.
MJ, yeah, I could have seen that. She's hot, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, she could be, just for her looks, she could be a good Mary Jane, but I don't think she has the acting chops to be Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know, whatever, but Zendaya, I think this is going to be a little part. I don't think this is anything big. I don't know.
I think she could be a big part.
She could be great. She was up for Storm, so
Mm-hmm.
this could be pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, anything else, Chris?
Nope, can't really add anything. I haven't seen her in anything. Can't really say if she's going to be good or not. But, Marvel, if they cast their people, they know what they're doing. That's about it.
True. So now we're going to go into our reviews of this week's superhero shows on TV and stuff. So
minus Supergirl, per request of Josh.
Yeah, minus Supergirl. So now...
Well, but no one watches it out of all of us.
True. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is Legends of Tomorrow episode. I don't know which episodes these are, Chris. I don't know which comes first.
Well, are we going to review the one you didn't see? Or
just do it without spoilers.
Okay, so but the first one we can do spoiler, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, first episode, Maroon.
And this was okay, but was it? This was the one 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so pretty much Rip and the team, they're in space, they're just cruising. Then they get a little distress call. Rip Hunter recognizes the distress call. It's someone from the Time Lords. He's like, we got to go save her. I don't care if they're after me. We're still gonna go save her. Distress call. Also, I think there was something. Also, there was something about her having an answer to Vandal Savage's whereabouts. Once again, this episode was 2 weeks ago. My memory is not serving me the best right now.
Say what you thought of it. We don't need to
okay.
recap the episode.
I thought it was good. Mick Rory going rogue. You could tell his development as a character has not been huge on this show. He's still Mick Rory, the mean. I don't care. I'm just doing this because my partner's in this thing. He hasn't really had any character development, and this was total proof of that. Ray and Kendra having their little moments.
Ugh,
I liked
gross.
that. I liked it. Okay, I liked it. They have a little thing going. I like it. All right, that's because they got some good chemistry. Okay, unpopular opinion. Stein has his little solo mission where he's got to go find the team. I thought that was pretty humorous. Rip's flashbacks where you seeing him and his future wife to be. I loved that. You get to see Rip has another side of him other than the team's leader. I love that. And finally, Leonard's development as a character. Jeez, every week we're seeing more and more of Leonard, man.
This was the episode where he had Mick at the end and he was pointing his gun towards him, right?
Yeah, dude, It was totally powerful. I was like, dude, no way. No one's pulling this trigger, man. He's gonna let him go. But then you see a freaking pulling that freeze ray gun on him. I'm like, oh man, did you actually?
We haven't seen him since.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been one episode, but still, I was like, dude, did you actually kill him, or did you freeze him so we'll go back for him?
I think he froze his feet.
We'll come back for you. I don't think he killed him. But also what was huge about this? This was on the next week's episode, but it's not very spoilerish, Trey, I promise. But in the next week's episode, there was a little tension between him and another character. Because one character's like, you just betray your friend like that? Is that who you are? But then a little later down the line, you start realizing, wait, you know what? He didn't betray a friend. He was looking out for the sake of the entire team's safety. And I was like, okay, that was good. That was not in this week's episode, but that was in another episode. I didn't want to bring that up because of I was going to go into spoilers in a bit. But yeah, Leonard's development as a character, huge as always. And that is my review on the episode Marooned. Josh?
I don't remember it at all.
Trey?
This was no, but it was good. I remember the mix stuff, and I guess it was okay. This episode, like, it was alright because, like, I tuned out of the show. This was the episode that got me, like, out of the show. I don't know why, but, like...
They did, because they didn't go time traveling, man. That was what was so
No,
cool.
it's not the
They
time
didn't spend the...
travel. No, it's not the time travel. I was just so bored watching it, and then I watched the new episode yesterday, and I can't even remember one thing that happened in the newest episode. Like, off the top of my head. I know I watched it, but I can't remember anything that happened. That's how bored I was, like, watching it.
This is the stuff you got to tell me in the group chat before we go up.
Josh is not good at telling us stuff before the show, just so you guys know. Terrible. But
your punishment is to watch an entire episode of Supergirl.
Ugh, no. I can't deal with them calling him James Olsen. It's so stupid.
Oh my god, they call him
Jimmy.
James?
It's Jimmy.
Okay. All right, moving on. Trey, do you have anything on this episode?
yeah, Mick's. Okay. This is just a dumb question, but Mick is Heatwave, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I asked that, but I hate him as a character. I think he's stupid. I don't like him. Captain Cold's great. I love what they're doing with him, so that's great. Yeah, I like this episode. Ray is a very easy guy. I mean, the guy's so personal. I don't know how every chick on the thing doesn't fall in love with him, but yeah, good episode. Not great, but yeah. So let's now move on to the latest episode of Gotham, and I'm gonna leave the room because I haven't seen these. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, so Josh, me and you.
Yep, Gotham is an amazing show. I love this season.
Love the show. Everything's good. I didn't disagree with you earlier when you said season 1 was awful. I should have kicked you down right there, but I didn't. So I'm gonna do that right now. Season 1 was the freaking amazing. Okay, that made the season 1 made Gotham like one of my. I like season 1. I love season 1. I love it. Okay, and I know you hate Fish Mooney.
You know you're in the minority of people that like season 1, right?
I know, and I'm all right with that.
That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying.
I know. I know, because like seriously, all the time it's always people hating Gotham on Twitter, no matter what, and I'm like, shut up! You guys just keep ripping on this show. Just give me a valid reason so I can disagree with your reason, and then when they give me the valid reason, I disagree with that reason.
Season 1, I just thought was like I didn't like the character. I only liked Penguin. Besides Penguin, I hated everyone on the show.
Penguin's the best character on that show by far.
Yeah, he definitely is. But what they're doing with this show, like with Hugo Strange, is, oh my god, like, I don't know the actor's name, and it sucks I don't.
B.B. Wong.
B.B. Wong, he is so good as Hugo Strange. Finally, we get Hugo Strange in live action, and he's amazing. He kills it as Hugo Strange. He's great. I love that. I love him as Hugo Strange. And then I love the Mr. Freeze storyline. I love how it ended with, spoilers. I love how it ended with him, like, going to jail and Nora taking replacing the thing. Like, I thought that was just great.
Oh my god, that broke my heart.
I know, but it was so good. Like, and then I'm really loving Riddler this season. Like, I don't think we saw him that much, but it's just I was thinking about him, and I
don't think he was on this episode, was he?
No, I don't think so, but I just, like, we were talking about season 1, and I hated him so much in season 1, but I loved him in season 2. Like, when
I'm sorry, man. I loved Riddler. He was, or Enigma at the time, because, he was, like, relatable. He was a relatable character, at least for me.
I just thought season 1, like, that whole dating thing, like, whole Miss Kringle story, I just cringed every time I watched it. I started skipping it, because I hated it so much. Like, I thought it was awful.
Every time he'd be with Miss Kringle, I'd be like, I'd be always just like holding on to something. I'm like, oh man, I know this isn't gonna end well for Riddler. Like I was having a little teenage girl moment, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? That was like me during the Riddler scene.
That's me during Game of Thrones. I'm serious. Me during Game of Thrones is me holding a pillow, going and biting it, like, no, don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him.
Okay, off topic.
Me and my dad scream a lot during that show.
Off topic, and I'll go into my review. I did watch one episode of Game of Thrones. I didn't understand it, and it was the Red Wedding episode because I was hearing so much hype about that episode.
You watched the Red Wedding episode.
I watched the Red Wedding episode. I had HBO, but I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
No, but don't start at the Red Wedding.
I already did, dude. I already did. I already forget who dies and all, dude. I was just watching. It's like, oh my god.
Well, watch it again. Start from the beginning.
I will start Game of Thrones after I finish The Sopranos. Okay, I gotta watch The Sopranos.
All right, we'll talk about it after the podcast.
Okay. Gotham. Okay, yeah, Gotham. I made the little list right here. what is Hugo's plan? Okay, Hugo has a plan. He's doing something with Mr. Freeze's little freeze stuff. I don't know what he's doing. I'm
Oh
interested
yeah,
to see
that
where
whole
it's
thing
going.
was great.
Yeah, he's
Was
doing something
this
with that.
was this the episode where he was Hugo was negotiating with Freeze to get him to like keep one of those things on the chair?
Yeah, this is the one.
Okay. Just making sure that wasn't 2 weeks ago. But that was so good with like the prison cells, how Hugo was just sitting there closing them and opening them.
Oh my god, yeah, he's just controlling everything. He's trapping the freaking cops, and then he's just guiding the way for Mr. Freeze.
And he's like, "We're trying to fix them. Sorry about that."
Totally
just so good.
Oh my god. So yeah, that was really good. The whole assault on Arkham Asylum was great. Mr. Freeze goes in. He sends in that little distraction with the driver when his hands frozen on the wheel. It's just like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. And Lee's commitment to her patient, Mrs. Freeze, dude. I love how she just cares about her patient, man. I love her compassion. What'd you say?
Remember, it's like Fries or something.
Fries, yeah, whatever. It's got to be Freeze somewhere. But anyway, the one part that made me go. Wait, what'd you say?
I said, let's kick some ice. Remember Batman and Robin?
Some ice. Iceman coming. Don't make me glow, man. I'm going to do the accent every time. Don't make. Okay. Gordon being a dick to Penguin, man. What was with that? Like,
yeah, that was fun.
Dude, that was so wrong. Like, Penguin just.
Oh, I feel so bad for Penguin.
I do too, dude. Penguin actually trusted Gordon, man. He let him kill his mother's killer, and then he's like, "Jim, you got to get me out of here, man. We have a trust going." And Jim, he's being super overconfident, like, "Nah, I'm good. You have nothing on me." And I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna bite you in the ass next week." And then I start eating my words when he starts yelling, "Gordon killed Galavan." I'm like, "Oh, never mind. We get it now." I was just like, "Oh my god," but yeah, final notes on that. Really great episode. I want to see Penguin just rip something apart. That's Jim Gordon's, because of just how mad that made me, because he trusted Gordon. So final note, that was a great episode.
Just wondering, real quick, is IO9, the website IO9, is it trustworthy?
Semi.
Trey?
Pretty trustworthy.
All right, so what it said is just announced they're making an Alfred show based on the Gotham character. They're spinning it off. Alfred's getting his own show.
God, we just talked about damn Aunt May. Now we got damn Alfred.
Alfred's getting a spin-off show from Gotham. I think that's awful.
Okay, I don't even want to talk about that because we're going really long. We gotta wrap this up, but let's not talk about this last week's Legends of Tomorrow just because I haven't seen it. We can talk about it next week because we got a lot more to talk about still. So,
alrighty.
Now we're going to talk about our movie reviews. We missed the show last week. I got so freaking busy with the paper. 9 pages worth. So, I didn't have a lot of work. So now we're going to review. We already reviewed Batman Begins. So now we're gonna review the last 2 films in the Nolan trilogy. The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. So, Chris, what's your take on The Dark Knight first?
The Dark Knight, obviously known as one of the greatest comic book films, ever. I mean, it was a powerhouse when it came out back in 2008. Man, that's what really, this is the movie that kind of sparked my interest in Batman. This and the Arkham games, because this came out back when I was in 6th grade. Or 7th grade, somewhere around there, and I wasn't really into the whole comic buzz, Batman, and stuff like that. I was more Star Wars, video games. But then this movie, I started watching this, I see Joker on screen, freaking terrifying me, and I started thinking, man, this guy would have been awesome to have as a horror movie spinoff, man. I could have seen this, but you know what? Rest in peace, Heath Ledger, man. He did awesome as the role, man. A really good send-off movie, because this is the last movie he really filmed, and then it was great seeing just Heath as Joker, just freaking because he stole the show. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, you see performances from the other actors that are noteworthy. You can't really notice anybody performing except for Heath. You just can't see anybody really truly go into a full character. Just you see Joker and he's just stealing the whole show. And he even got that freaking Oscar, Best Supporting Actor. Man, really deserved it. I really wish he was alive to get that Oscar, but you know what, man? He did a great job. It was a great send-off. I'm glad he got to play that role. It really sucks that he's dead, and I'm really, really mad that I didn't watch any Heath Ledger movies before this movie, but He's a great actor. I love The Dark Knight. Great writing and everything like that. And also, yeah, you know what? The one, and I already just remembered Two-Face, Harvey Dent. He pulled a real good performance. But you know what? You forget about it because of Heath. But at the same time, Aaron Eckhart, Two-Face, great.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he gets so overshadowed, but he was so good.
He gets overshadowed because he's got Heath in the freaking movie. And when you start thinking about it, you'll start thinking about Joker, but then you'll move on to the next one. You think of Harvey, and you're like, that was a good Two-Face. That was really good. He nailed it. And Aaron Eckhart needs to be in more movies, man. I want to see him in more stuff. He got Olympus Has Fallen, but let's see
Why
him.
didn't you go see I, Frankenstein then?
I haven't seen it, dude. I've heard some things.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I'm gonna still see it though. I need to see the original Frankenstein. I gotta go back to the roots.
I have a paper doing Frankenstein on Friday. Speaking of Frankenstein, so
You want to talk about Aaron Eckhart in that paper?
I would love to, but unfortunately, I got to talk about the monster. But
Okay. So yeah, that's my opinion on The Dark Knight. That is it for The Dark Knight. So who's next?
Josh,
Dark Knight is the best comic book movie ever made. I love The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger is a perfect Batman. Is a perfect Joker.
You said Batman.
I know he's the perfect Joker. His performance is amazing. That the opening scene in Dark Knight is one of the best opening scenes in any movie. The soundtrack is phenomenal. I think Harvey Dent, Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent is so good. The whole Rachel dying scene is so surprising, but so good. What else? Christian Bale again, great Batman. I love seeing Scarecrow again. I love that he's in all of these movies because I think he's so good. What else? Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent has one of the best lines in any movie.
if you don't live long enough to die a hero, you'll become a villain. Or crap.
He's like, if you don't live
If you die a hero, you either die a hero, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Sorry, I was holding that in.
No, you're good. I'm glad you corrected me.
Yeah, that's the exact line. It's so good. When I heard that line, like every time I hear that line, I get chills. I just think that it's such
Perfect.
an amazing line. It's such a good movie. So yeah, there's my take on it.
Yeah. So The Dark Knight, very over. Just kidding. Okay. Yeah. The Dark Knight is just. I mean. I know I don't think this is a very popular opinion, but I love all three of these movies the same. Like I think they're all just
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I think they're all A+ movies. I know Josh doesn't like The Dark Knight Rises that much. I love The Dark Knight Rises. I'll get into that later. But just speaking about The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's Joker makes you really pissed at the Olsen twins for providing Heath Ledger with the pills that killed him. I get pissed off every time I watch
really?
them. Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't cool.
Dude, I get so pissed. But okay,
I'm glad they made those Fuller House jokes about them.
Now I'm pissed off. But all right. But The Dark Knight, Christian Bale so good. I mean, his where's the Joker? I don't dislike that. I like that. I mean, I don't know how that's a negative. It's certainly
Nobody likes that voice, but I love it. Dude.
It's a good story.
I liked it more after watching it again.
It's a good way to distinguish that it's not Bruce Wayne, because even in the Batman animated series, it's pretty easy to tell that that's Bruce Wayne's voice. But yeah, The Dark Knight, just everything. You're not bored in this movie at all. This movie it has politics, right? It has politics. It has action. It has violence. It has death. It has resurrection almost within Batman. It has. I mean, and Josh said this last week on about Batman Begins. He said, Batman Begins. It's almost not a Batman movie. It's a Bruce Wayne movie, and I think this is almost the same thing, and that's not bad. It's great, and I mean, yeah, Aaron Eckhart was so freaking good. There are no negatives to this movie. I will say I didn't love the ending. I didn't love it with how they handled the Joker at the end. That being said, the Joker was supposed to be in the Dark Knight Rises, so they obviously didn't know that the tragedy was going to occur. But yeah, Batman.
Do we know he was supposed to be in Dark Knight Rises?
I'm pretty sure. He was supposed to be in it.
Obviously they would have wanted him in that movie.
I really wish we knew what capacity he would have been in.
Dude, I'm pretty freaking sure he was supposed to be in. He wasn't supposed to be the main villain, but I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be in the Dark Knight Rises. So
I want to know that.
I'm pretty sure, But
No, I want to
I-
know
I-
what role, like what.
I
I don't think we'll ever know that.
I did hear that they were considering bringing him back as like a CGI, but then they're like, no,
No.
we can't disrespect Heath. So I'm like, you know what? That's cool. I'm alright with that. And then they even, they even don't even mention Joker in the movie, which I was like, okay, respecting the dead thing. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm alright with that,
Yeah.
But if we're gonna remember Joker, we have to remember him in the Dark Knight movie.
And
That's where we're gonna remember him.
That's almost it kind of mirrors what Deadpool's character was in Deadpool. Like he didn't want his girlfriend to know him like as the guy who died with cancer. He wanted her to know him like as Ryan Reynolds' character or Wade Wilson. But yeah, so I love the Dark Knight. A
Well, it
movie.
was Ryan Reynolds. It was like him.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna start off with the Dark Knight Rises talk. Dark Knight Rises is freaking awesome. The intro with Bruce Wayne being like just beat up and Catwoman. Anne Hathaway is sexy as hell in this movie. Like I don't see Anne Hathaway I don't see her as like that kind of like. She's not that attractive to me, but then in the role she just freaking was. But that doesn't.
It's that leather, man. It's
the leather,
that
man.
leather.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so that much.
Okay, well, I mean, fair enough. But yeah, the Dark Knight Rises, Alfred, I really liked how Alfred handled a lot of stuff. Bane was a great villain. I really like Bane. I love the ending of the movie. I know a lot of people hate the ending. I love the ending. That's just my opinion. I think he marrying, like, getting with Catwoman is a little premature. But just Gary Oldman was great as Gordon. Tom Hardy was great as Bane. The worst part of this movie is Talia al Ghul's death. I mean, come on. I could have.
Oh man, they killed everybody like it was nothing.
I could have put my hand in a sock and made it a sock puppet and looked like it was a human dying more realistic than Talia al Ghul, because she literally is just talking and then just is dead. Like what?
How'd they kill her again?
She gets stabbed or something, but like her face when she dies is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful. But I like the whole twist with Bane with Talia al Ghul really being like the chosen child who escaped. I love Bruce Wayne's kind of mentality in the pit when he has to climb and he keeps messing up. He keeps messing up, but then you hear that classic line where Bruce's dad is like, Bruce, why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. I love that quote. That's where I'm gonna leave this movie. 10 out of 10 to me. 10 out of 10 for all of the freaking movies. I love them almost as much as I like Star Wars. Drop the mic. I'll freaking love this movie.
I think they're great too, movies.
Okay, Chris.
Oh, me? Okay.
Well, wait, hold on. I just want to get the positivity going.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. I'm sorry, Josh,
Like,
but if he wants the positivity, this is the one. So, my limit for seeing a movie in the theater is 3. Like, I'll only see a movie 3 times in the theater. Anything
Star
after
Wars
that,
included?
I won't do it.
You saw it 4 times.
I've never seen anything 4 times. No, and in the movie
Star
theater,
Wars?
I haven't. What?
Even Star Wars?
I only saw that twice. I'm still trying to get my 3rd time going.
Son of a... All right.
But anyway, the Dark Knight Rises was the first movie I ever went to go see 3 times in the theaters, okay? Because this is when I got the comic buzz hitting in. This is when I was playing the Arkham games. This is when I was like full on, super hyped. I'm like, Batman's going to be on screen, and I get to go see him in a movie theater for the first time. Because I didn't see Begins or The Dark Knight in the movie theater. So
Same.
Dark Knight Rises in the movie theater was like the first time I ever saw Batman on the big screen. I was like, oh, yeah.
All 3 of them in the big screen.
I wasn't allowed to go see the previous 2 because they were, quote, too scary for me. Thanks, Dad.
But anyway, so yeah, Dark Knight Rises, great opening with the plane, the assault on the plane, getting Bane out of there, dude. It didn't even feel like a freaking Batman movie. I totally forgot I was watching Batman. Then they go to the Wayne Manor and you're hearing the music. I'm like, oh, this is still Batman. It takes 45 minutes to get Batman and Bruce Wayne back in the suit, but it's like such a good. They're doing so much so well to get that freaking. To get everything going, the dialogue was good. Joe Gordon-Levitt as this new character, like what?
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, what's this guy doing here? He's
so
interesting. He was good. John Blake, he was good. And then we get to Batman and Bane fighting. Now, first of all, this is not the Batman of what will be in Batman versus Superman. This is the Nolan Batman.
Very
So
true.
I don't like it when the people compare, but just remember this is completely different. Batman just getting his ass beat by Bane on the freaking sewers. All of his men are just watching their boss take down this guy. Catwoman's watching in terror. She's like, oh man, and it's like she realizes this is Bruce Wayne now because Bane said Mr. Wayne. You're like, oh crap, I put Bruce Wayne in there. He was bad, but yeah, he's getting his ass beat. Breaks the mask. Blah 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 blah. Everything is just so good. I mean, he's barely Batman in the movie, but it's just so good. Like this is like the Batman Begins. This is more of a Bruce Wayne than a Batman movie. But you know what? This is a Bruce Wayne trilogy if that's the way it is. But with the Dark Knight being Joker's movie, like honestly, that's how I see it. But great movie overall. I liked how I was a little mad how they killed Bane at first. How Catwoman just gunned him down like that, like it was nothing. But then you know what? That truly made the symbolism. Bane was truly just a soldier to this whole plot. When you realize who the real boss is, it's like, all right, we got to go after the boss. But when Bane just gets shot by that freaking rocket out of the Batmobile like it's nothing, that just proves if he's just a real soldier, so he's gonna die like a real soldier. I thought that was great, and everything was awesome. Great cast, Morgan Freeman bringing it back as always. Michael Caine just nailing that freaking last scene at Bruce Wayne's grave, just dropping the tears, man.
That's so hard.
I was freaking bawling like a little girl. I was like, oh, dude.
When he's
then they show him in the end, and I'm crying even more. I'm like, he's alive, and I'm just like. It was so awesome. 10 out of 10 movie, one of my favorite movies. Okay, I think it was the best of the trilogy, but at the same time,
I don't disagree
all those
with
movies, like with that trilogy, each movie got better after each movie. But each movie has something better than the other movie. Batman Begins has something better than both of the movies. Dark Knight has something better than both the movies, and Dark Knight Rises has something better than both the movies. So I thought it's just great. And that is my review.
Here. Okay, so when I first saw Dark Knight Rises in theaters, I said it was the best superhero movie ever made. I said that because I was so hyped. When I walked out of the theater, I said it was the best movie ever made. I take that back, but
I said the same thing too. Don't worry, I'm with you.
Alright, I was rewatching the Dark Knight movies in preparation for Batman vs Superman, and just in general, like for the show also, because I knew we were reviewing them. When I reviewed Batman Begins, I didn't watch it again at the time, but I rewatched Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises before we're talking about it now, so I've seen it. I haven't seen Dark Knight Rises. When I rewatched it, I haven't seen it since it came out. Since it came out on Blu-ray, since I saw it in theaters. I didn't even watch it when I got it on Blu-ray. I've only seen it once before, so I was like, before I watched it, I'm like, I love this movie, and I couldn't really remember anything about it. So when I watched it, it was very new to me, and stuff I love. Let me talk positives first. Positives are easily Batman, Bane. Tom Hardy is amazing as Bane. The football scene is fantastic. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is so good. I love how you feel the presence of Aaron Eckhart and Harvey Dent still, like the whole Harvey Dent act and stuff. That was great. I love seeing Scarecrow again, even if it's just a tiny scene. I just loved him so much. Seeing Liam Neeson again was pretty cool. Those are my main positives, I think. My negatives of the movie. And another positive, the ending. Or not the ending, but like the funeral scene. I thought that stuff was great. I love that whole interaction. I love how Commissioner Gordon found out. I love how all the characters found out, especially Joseph Gordon-Levitt. When he came in and he's like, just the look in your eye. I had that same look. I had to teach myself. Oh my God, like tears were coming out when he was talking about that. And like how he had the same look. But negatives, I hated Catwoman. I hated Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. I thought I thought she had no character development at all in this movie, to where like I didn't care at all. Like towards the end, I'm like, why are you together? Why are you with her? She just sold you out to Bane earlier. I guess she's helping you, but I don't know. I just didn't care about that. Talia al Ghul reveal was alright. I didn't really complain about it. My main complaint is Catwoman. I just really didn't like Catwoman. I thought she was awful.
You're not a big fan of female comic book characters in cinema, are you?
I like Supergirl.
Yeah.
I like the character Supergirl. I hate the show. I say this so many times. I hate the show Supergirl, but I love Supergirl.
What about Fish Mooney?
She was crap. Fish Mooney was crap though.
Oh, you guys
Fish Mooney was horrible.
She was the worst out of anyone.
Fish Mooney was awesome.
Oh
I'll say Catwoman was better than Fish Mooney.
Yeah, Fish Mooney was trash.
The only thing you can't like about Fish Mooney was her hairstyle in the season 1 finale. That was it. I was like, girl, go back to the
I just hated her in general.
Fish Mooney is the equivalent of the rocket Chris keeps talking about.
Oh, jeez, we're back with the rocket.
I had to.
Catwoman in Gotham's not great either.
Yeah, she's okay.
I like her in Gotham.
She's gotten better.
She's
better.
that's a character that needs development. All right, she's just a burglar right now, but she later
She got better.
Anyway,
in season 2, she's gotten better. But Dark Knight Rises, overall, I think it's a good movie. I really liked Dark Knight Rises, and I'll watch it again. I don't think it lives up to the first two, but I still think it's a great trilogy. Who could say that they have 3 really good Batman movies, 2 amazing Batman movies, and then 1 just good Batman movie, and that's not a bad thing. I still love the trilogy as a whole. I think it's a great story. So 10 out of 10 for Batman Begins, 10 out of 10 for Dark Knight, and 7.5.
You gave
no 8.
you gave
No, I'll
it a
give it
six
an
and a
8.
half on your.
No, I'll
on
go
your-
8
on your.
for Dark Knight Rises.
Josh, I'm pretty sure you gave it a 6.5 on your trilogy video that you posted on.
No, I gave it a 3. I go 5 stars.
we're gonna look at that video after, and if you're lying, man, we're gonna.
I go 5 stars.
We're not,
I remember I gave it a 3 or 3.5
Okay.
in my trilogy review.
right.
Trey, we're gonna go video hunting after this.
I will, but that will wrap it up. Freaking long. I doubt anyone's still listening to the end of the show, but 35 minutes or an hour 35. So that'll do it.
Jeez.
So, see y'all later. And if at one point you hear something that sounds like a very angry person, then it turns out that Josh has just seen the Flash and Supergirl crossover. Bye.